You know,
while China continued to rise.
they keep regurgitating this part that the Chinese economy may not surpass the U.S. economy when we have all anecdotal evidence that it surpassed the United States in purchasing power parity in 2014, 2015.
And Mr. Putin pointed that
Yes,
out in his
yes,
Tucker Carlson
yes.
interview. When Tucker Carlson was bringing China as a boogeyman, they're like, aren't you just exchanging one colonial power for a more less sentimental, less forgiving colonial power? First of all, nobody in the world think of United States as a sentimental or forgiving colonial power. That's just bullshit. Nobody buys that shit outside of the U.S. borders, and it's a pure projection to say China is a colonial power, and much less like is not as sentimental and unforgiving as United States. I mean, that's just BS. And Putin set him straight. He said, look, Russia and China are neighbors. We have been living with each other for centuries. We know how to deal with each other. And the fact that the BRICS is rising, it's a fact. It's like the sun is rising in the east. You either learn how to deal with it or you don't. Like that. This is a problem. And Putin was very good calling out when Tucker Carlson said, "Well, do you think would make a difference if there's a different set of leadership in Washington?" And Putin said, "Look, the problem is the mentality of U.S. hegemony and its need for the dominance over the world. If you don't get rid of that mindset from the U.S. the political elite, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change." And he listed examples when he had dealing with Clinton, he had dealing with Bush, and it's the same. And at the end of the day, he will go to Clinton for something, go to Bush for something. And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's reasonable. Let me check with my people." And then later they always come back and say, "Sorry, can't do it." So it almost seems like U.S. president are not even the ones calling the shot, which we know they don't. We have Biden here, who is literally have dementia, which is confirmed by the Justice Department leaks, and so anybody can be president of the United States. You can have a pickle jar as the president. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The deep state is running things, and the problem with the deep state is they have this bug of U.S. hegemony in their head. Everything must be done to justify the U.S. hegemony over the world. And like Putin correctly pointed out, as long as that mentality is not going away, you're gonna end up with the same shit. And this is why we have stupid copian articles like this about China not surpassing the United States. What terms? I mean, like, just freaking travel to China. Like you travel, you're gonna see ultra modern cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and you don't see the streets getting clogged up by homeless people like the way it is in the United States, because in China, they actually take care of their people. They have people like family structures. If they have families who are taking care of they don't let the people who have problems wandering around the street. That the family take care of them. They don't just abandon them. And in the U.S., instead what we do is like, we found there was a news where they found the homeless dug into some a riverbank, and they dig into a hole. So what do? They evict them. So these homeless people trying to form a community on their own with no help from their community, from the government. What you do, of course, you kick them out again. and this is what happened in the United States. And somehow they say, no, China is not working. Don't worry. United States may be bad, but China is also bad, so you shouldn't feel too bad about yourself. This is what really these kind of newspaper articles are all about. It's just hopium and copium.